And we also try to make a to do these interviews like on Zoom.
I think I saw. Was it Octanes?
Octanes,
that was
yeah.
on? Okay,
and it just doesn't feel the same, man.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not
It's
like
not the
being
same.
in person and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was well deserved. You guys crush it every single week. So.
Thank you. Yeah, Matt does all right. He fucks up the audio every once in a while.
Oh, Matt, come on. I'll make sure to sit close to the mic, Matt. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I'll
shout
make
out
sure
to
to
Hook.
sit
No, I'm kidding. So you have your own podcast going on. Do you have a name for it?
Stay Attached podcast
Stay
right
Attached,
now.
that's good.
It was kind of inspired by being like an off-season kind of thing, to have something for me to look forward to do, and then the community as well to have some more content to look forward to making.
Yeah.
And I paid for all the graphics and did everything, but I was kind of like nervous to start it. I'm like, I don't know if anyone's going to watch. I don't know how it's going to go, but...
See, that's the problem that everybody faces.
I'm never going to forgive myself if I don't at least try to do it. And so I did it, and it went pretty well. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing more episodes whenever I can find the time and find time for the guests to come on too. But it's been a good time.
You know who has a good podcast and just doesn't do anything with it? Fucking Nameless.
Yeah.
He's got the podcast. Like, a really good a good podcast, but his consistency. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I don't know what they did for the off season. Like they had like their off. I know I think it's today. They're doing their first episode, but like the whole off Nameless and like, the podcast.
Is. Okay.
But like the whole off season, like that's like time where there was so much to talk about, so much to do. Roster mania, the PC switch, 4v4. So I was just.
I don't know. I always see, and look, I'm glad that you started yours because I think that there is a need for that. Right before we started the podcast, I was telling you got to have like several different hustles going on at once. Having two hustles nowadays like ain't good enough, right? Especially in this thing. I try to put my dirty little hands in every little cookie jar that I can just to see what pops, right?
Yeah.
There's the diversify your funds scenario. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, yours happens to be your time, right? You have your practice time and then you have your off time. From a mental standpoint, obviously, you got to make sure that you take care of that, and then you're taking relaxation. But I'm glad that you're starting a podcast.
Thank you.
How's that been going? Are you? Don't let me grade you right now. How often do you upload?
Oh wait, uploaded my YouTube or a podcast?
The podcast.
I've only done 7 episodes.
Only done 7 episodes. 7. Did you start 7 weeks ago?
No, I started way before, like middle of the off season, like a month left, and I was trying to do like as many as I could during the off season because I knew once the season hit, it's gonna be hard to get like other pros on it because they want to scrim or play 8s or tournaments or chill.
Lazy dude.
And so I got Doug on. Doug Sensormarin was the only one.
You can always rely
on
him.
He's always coming through. But, He's a staple in the COD community.
So what's the main mission behind the podcast? Just giving something for people to listen to, or?
That's a good question. Honestly, just giving, like you said, giving people something to listen to, but then also learning more about these players. Like I had Brandon on, Dashy, and just to hear, and RCs as well, to hear like their stories and how they came up, to have other people hear that as well. Because I learned a lot about them, and I'm sure, and I've been friends with them for like a pretty long time. And to the casual Call of Duty fan, they might learn a ton about them and see how they really are as people just outside the game. I mean, you guys already do an amazing job of all the other content, so people know how Brandon is or Alec is like outside and as a person. But it was just kind of fun to learn more about people and then have other people see that as well.
I like that. So in this episode of Stay Attached and the Eavesdrop podcast, we're gonna get to know you, right? Like how you started. Obviously, you have a very supporting mom. She goes to every single event.
Very, yes.
That's awesome, right? Having that sort of support. Was it hard early on? To get her to not necessarily support, but to understand the scene?
Honestly, it wasn't too difficult to get my mom to support. Like when I was younger, she was taking me to local lands, like a couple hours away from my house. And then even one time, I went to this local land. I forgot what it was called, like WGN, I think. It was somewhere. It was in Sacramento, and she drove myself.
Where are you guys from originally?
Southern California, Moore Park. Small little town. And she drove us 8 hours in Black Ops 2 to go to this land. And I was just like mind blown that she would even drive 8 hours because that's crazy. Yeah. As long as I was like getting good grades and doing good in like sports and making sure I'm going to practice and all that stuff, my parents were happy. But my dad was definitely more like, be smart, don't get too into gaming because we don't know where this is going to go. Like, make sure you set yourself up for your future. My mom was the same way, but she would take me to these lands and like give me opportunities. And I would do pretty well. I would meet some people, and then people would come up to her and be like, oh, your son, like, he's really good. He has potential. And this was like MW3 days when I first started going. Then went to a bunch in like Black Ops 2 as well. So kind of just making
You played in
connections
Ghost,
there.
though, right?
Yeah, I played in Ghost.
You beat us at that Philly.
At Philly
in
event.
Philly, yeah. I was recording.
Oh, yeah. Don't look at that recording after I beat you.
You and Miyagi.
Yeah, me, Miyagi, Slasher, and Strife.
Slasher was.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't heard of Strife in a long time.